LeBron, as the
Bring mine back
confetti,
to.
Yep.
Sorry, Tanya, go ahead. Sorry.
as the confetti fell onto the court, you were kind of sitting there on the ground. Can you share with us what was going through your mind, what you were doing as you were just sitting there? It looked like you were stretching a little.
Yeah, I was just getting my breath back up underneath me after a hard-fought series versus one of the most well-coached teams I've played against in the postseason. One of the most respected teams I've played against, and obviously you guys know how much I love Mike Malone. He's incredible, and he's the reason why that team is so damn good. So I was thinking about that. I was also thinking about some of my teammates this is their first appearance to the finals. Obviously AD had a lot of my thought process, and this is the reason why I wanted to be a teammate of his and why I brought him here. I wanted him to see things that he hadn't saw before in this league, and to be able to come through for him meant a lot for me personally. And then I started thinking about the next opponent. Boston had a few moments in my head. Miami had a few moments in my head as well on how challenging that's going to be. Whoever wins that next series, and how challenging that's going to be. And then I just started thinking about my journey as well. So all of that was just going through my mind as the confetti was on the floor, as it's coming down, landing on my shoulder, and things of that nature. So hopefully that was a good description.
Hey, LeBron. Frank said he felt like you have played with a chip on your shoulder all year, and if you can remember way back to September and October, this is obviously the washed king year. What does it mean for you to have this moment after everything that you went through with your first year with the Lakers, and then also what does it mean to this team after every single obstacle that you guys kept hitting this season to still end up where you were trying to get all year?
Well, for me personally, the job is not done. But it's great to hit moments throughout the course of a journey and appreciate that. And this is all part of the process, but the job is not done for me personally. Thank you. For us as a franchise, I'm extremely proud to be a part of this franchise getting back to where it belongs. And that's playing for championships and compete for championships and represent the Western Conference this year in the championship. So this is what I came here for. And, I heard all the conversations and everything that was said about why did I decide to come to L.A., the reason I came to L.A., it was not about basketball, and all those conversations of, naysayers and things of that nature. But I understood that, and with the season last year and with my injury, it just gave them more, more sticks and more wood to throw in the fire to continue to say the things that they would say about me. But it never stopped my journey. It never stopped my mindset. It never stopped my goal. And I'm happy, like I said, and proud of this organization, and proud of my teammates. I'm proud of the coaching staff, the front office, and our ownership as well, at this very moment today.
Hey, LeBron, you just mentioned, it's Mike Trudell back in LA. You mentioned getting the Lakers back to the finals. The last time they got there, Game 6, Western Conference Finals 2010, Kobe goes for 37, hits all those dagger jumpers in the fourth. Just wondered how you processed your emotions all year about Kobe, and as this run has continued, wearing the purple and gold, how that's all sat in your mind.
Every time you put on purple and gold, you think about his legacy, you think about him and what he meant to this franchise for 20 plus years. And what he stood for, both on the floor and off the floor. What he demanded out of his teammates, what he demanded out of himself. We have some similarities in that sense. Our games are different. But as far as our mindset and our drive to want to be the best, and our drive to not lose, or even if the score, sometimes you're going to lose games, but just that drive to always want to be victorious, it stops you from sleeping. And sometimes you put certain things, you sacrifice a lot of things, you sacrifice your family at times because you're so driven to be so great that other things fall by the wayside at times. So I understand that. I'm one of the few that can understand the mindset that he played with and the journey from high school to the NBA. So it's just a thing that that I carry with me. Like I said, every time I decide at one point in that locker room before the game when I throw that jersey on.
Allie?
All right, you want to go with Kyle?
LeBron, obviously, you've done games like this a lot in your career. You've had sequences like you had in the fourth quarter. But at where you're at in your career, at your age, do you find yourself maybe just savoring these moments more than when you were younger?
I don't, unfortunately. I wish I did. They happen so fast, and my mind is still so locked in on the journey that it's hard for me to take in and appreciate what we just accomplished. It's just how I've always been, and I always say that when I'm done playing a game, hopefully I can, I'll look back on it and enjoy it. Then hopefully I will. Hopefully I can. Hopefully, because I don't think I enjoy it enough when I'm in it, because I'm so engulfed in the process until the final call. But I'm so damn proud of this team and where we are right now, up until this date.
Dave McMenamin?
Oh, y'all are sneaking here. Oh, okay.
So, the nature of your accomplishments has had you compared to other greats in the game for a long time.
Hmm?
But you've insisted, I'm my own guy, it's my own story. So what about the fact that, you didn't just stay in the first team you played with, the same first city you played with. You go to Miami, you go to LA. And what has that meant to you to kind of blaze your own trail as a superstar or whatever?
I don't know. I've never looked at it that way. I never said, okay, I want to, cast myself as a superstar or whatever the case may be. I just said I just want to travel my own journey, because it is my journey, and I've appreciated, everything that's happened along the way. And throughout, the ups, the downs, the ups on the court, the downs on the court, the wins, the losses. But I've been able to, I guess as Frank Sinatra would say, I did it my way, And at the end of the day and at the end of my career, I just hope that I inspired enough people to want to play the game the right way, and have that respect from all the opponents that I played against, all the teams that I played against, and the organizations that I play for. Because at the end of the day, that's all you have is your respect.
Rachel?
The NBA Finals have basically been the LeBron James Invitational for the last decade. I'm trying to picture what you were doing at this time, well, not this time, during the NBA Finals last year, and how that affected your continued determination to get back in.
Well, it all depends what game we're talking about. There were a couple games where I was at home. There was one or two games where I was in Cabo. And there was a couple games where I was at a hookah lounge during the finals last year. That's the truth. I wasn't smoking hookah, but I was there.
Was the game on or no?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't have went. Yeah, the game was on in Cabo. The game was on in my house and at the hookah lounge, and I watched every single minute of the games until it stopped. I actually watched every single postseason game last year. I think I told Dave that. I watched every single postseason game. And part of me, I'm just a fan of the game. I love the sport. I love the competitive nature. I love the playoffs. And then also of saying oh, I wish I was in this moment. What would I have did at that moment? What I would have made, what play would I would have made in that moment, if I was out there, So, yes, I didn't miss a game. I didn't miss one game. Even on vacation, I didn't miss a game. My wife didn't like it, but She'll be okay.
Sam Amick?
Ron, we've seen you do it so many times before. In the fourth quarter, where's your head at in terms of just deciding this thing not going to a takeover? We hadn't seen it necessarily this series. You were aggressive all night, but that fourth was something else.
I've always said that, and I've always had the mindset that, you know, in a closeout game for me personally, I'm just as desperate as the team that we're trying to close out. I don't want to play another game. And if we're in a position where we can win that game, that's just my mindset. Does it always go that route? No, because I don't believe I'm undefeated. I'm not undefeated in closeout games. But my mindset is that I do not, if we've played well enough and we're in the fourth quarter and we have a chance to win, I do not want to play another game. I mean, I love the game, but I do not want to play another game. And that's always been my mindset. I want to be just as desperate as my opponent, just as desperate as the other team, the player that I'm lined up against, the coaching staff that's on the other side. It's just who I am. It's just the mindset I'm able to link into at that very moment.
Dan?
LeBron, you said that in the very detailed answer to Tanya, that you thought briefly about AD and wanting to show him something he'd never seen before. What has he meant to you this season? Obviously, you guys are very close. To go through this year with him, how have you needed him?
I mean, I was, I guess it was a very, 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 very long time ago when I was 27. Very, very long, like a long ass time ago when I was 27 in this league. And I just wanted to put myself kind of in his position, you know, and have that what sometimes what I would be thinking at that age, and if I was with someone that was in their later stage of their career, and I don't want to ever kind of like, I don't want to let them down, and I'm not even talking on the floor, because there's things that, you know, you can't, sometimes they go in, they don't go in, but as far as like I want to say a role model, but someone that's like that holds myself to a higher standard as far as character, I don't want to let him down. And then it's funny because it's kind of rubbed off on me as well, because he don't want to let me down. I don't know. You've seen the movie Step Brothers before, right? Yes. But there it is.
Are you Will Ferrell or?
Yeah, I'm Will Ferrell for sure. I get on his nerves a lot, for sure. I go in and mess with his drums and everything when he's not watching. Yeah, that's me. I get on his nerves a lot.
All right, and we have just the last couple questions, or a few questions with Tanisha.
Yeah, last three, LJ. We're going to go BT first.
Congrats, LeBron. Getting to the finals again.
Appreciate it, B.
My question is, you've been around Alex Caruso for the last 2 years. How has he grown, and how much resolve has he shown to be in his position right now?
I think Alex Caruso is a true definition of when opportunity meets preparation. He's been preparing for this moment for a long time, and he just needed opportunity. And, you know, Luke gave him opportunity last year, and now Coach Vogel and our coaching staff has given him opportunity on a bigger stage. And he's taken, he's just taken full aware of that and just full stride, and he's just gotten better and better. Every single minute he's on the floor, he's still learning. You know, every game is still a learning experience for him because he's so, new to, you know, the NBA. He played a lot of his minutes over the course of his early stages in the G League, and but the first time I saw him and seen him in some of our practices, it wasn't, you know, the sneaky athleticism. It was the way that he defended and how cerebral he played the game. And I gravitate towards players like that right away, because the game, everybody talk about the physical side and how high you can jump and how fast you can run and all those things, but the mental side is what gets you to the next level. And you know, I saw that from AC, and he continues to learn, and he's just been great for us.
Mark?
Hey, LeBron, your track record speaks for itself, and there's a lot of talented teammates. But given this was Frank's first year, what jumped out to you with how he managed everything, not just with the group, but all the different unique challenges this year?
He's been great. It's been unbelievable. I mean, we've faced. It's been a crazy obstacle course for our franchise this whole year. I'm not going to sit here and give all the details, but everyone can go back and see just from the start of the season all the way up until now what we've went through as a team, and he's been able to manage it the whole time. You know, bringing in guys, losing guys. He's always been the anchor, and our coaching staff has been right behind him, and I can't say anything more than that. You know, and just happy to be on the floor, to kind of be his, coach on the floor, and just, command to my teammates the same message that he's given to me, and be an extension of his mind, and it's been great.
Okay, last question, LJ. Melissa?
Hey, LeBron, 2 questions. In the post-game ceremony, you said just how tough it is to get to the finals. You've now done that 9 times over the last 10 years. How have you been able to have that type of longevity and nearly unwavering success? And how did this ceremony feel with everything you've gone through this year, and it, of course, being without fans?
I've taken care of my body. I've been available to my teammates. That's one. Sleep. I try to get as much sleep as I can. I think there's no better recovery than sleep. And then I've never cheated the game as well. I put so much work into my craft, so much work into the game. And I think you add on to the fact that I've played with some great teammates and some great coaching staffs. From T-Lou and his coaching staff to Eric Spoelstra, his coaching staff, and now this coaching staff with Frank Vogel. I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed, and they've all allowed me to be me. They've allowed me to go out and do the things that I do on the floor, use my mind, my play, and being able to command my teammates the way I do. And it's put me in position, to be able, like you said, to be in the finals 9 out of 10 years. To answer your second question, everything is different. It's 2020. Nothing feels the same. Everything is everything is different. So the ceremony is different. The one thing I can say, I wish we was in Staples Center tonight with our fans, with our Laker faithful, because they deserve this just as much as we do, because they've went through the last so many years of not being in a postseason run, feeling like their franchise will never get back to this moment, but they continue to stay faithful, and it would have been great to celebrate with them tonight. So hopefully we can continue to give them something to smile about in the next round as well, and that's what our mindset is.
Thanks, LeBron.
Thank you, LJ.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.